Here we have the root center, which is about adrenalized pressure and the stress. It's the stress to do something, to start something. So we're going to begin with gate 58, which is the joyous and the gate of vitality. It's part of collective logical circuitry, and it hooks up to the spleen.
So this joyous and this 58, I mean, as we go through all these gates, they have their companion on the other side. This is about striking the process of suddenly finding the thing that logically you can identify with. So logic and identification go together here. Understanding, we'll call it. It's different from knowing. Knowing is a sudden thing and it takes place. You come to understand what you know as it relates to that. This is just simply like, oh yeah, 2 plus 2, and then put it here and look, and these ink cartridges work there, and it's an understanding. And 58 has the capacity to deliver adrenalized, pressurized energy to demand that we start this process no matter what it is. So it's got no awareness. It could be the process of anything. Pick something stupid, and that could be this process, because part of this gate is also called perversion. I mean, has the capacity to like get into any kind of incentive to find out, is it identified with it? Obviously, the rest of our design and our higher nine-centered selves is there to, a gate does not create a definition and does not create the being, but and then just the other thing generally is we're talking about the root center next because we just got done with the head center, and we want to point out in the body graph we're sandwiched, right? This is a perfect gate to start with in that sandwiching. We are sandwiched amongst the pressure. This is sandwiched amongst the doubt in the head center that we just dealt with, right? Gate 63. And that doubt pressure that maybe is this thing going to be the right thing? Can I figure it out looking into the future? Is looking to pressurize the identification with something to logically come to understand. And gate 58 is saying we got a lot of pressure coming up this way that's going to end at enthusiasticness and being pumped and wanting to share that. And so joy and doubt go together. Go figure. We're in a pressure sandwich. And if you look at the body graph, right, don't all the roads, every stream leads up and goes, and then the pressure from the top does the same thing coming down. It's an obvious aspect of the body graph itself. So keep that in mind. Every center in your body graph depends on the two pressure centers. Now we're going to talk about the root to pressure the movement. What else would pressure movement, Moni? Solar plex might in a wave once in a while. The sacral could sit silent forever until something comes along, right? Spleen could strike up a fear, but this is guaranteeing the pressuring the movement itself. So
yeah, I feel like the root center is that like gas pedal, go, like do the thing, make it happen. And for that context, Danny, you were talking about how last week we were doing the head center, this week we're doing the root, and that's very purposeful because these two pressure centers, we're pressured from above to think, and we're pressured from below to do stuff. So there's this like energy that comes in on us. So the root center is really interesting because it's like start something. It's like, the little flag that waves before a race.
Literally, yeah, and start something is one of its main themes.
So on 58 is interesting because it's about vitality. And I think we can elaborate a bit more on that. It's collective, logical, ongoing survival, vitality of the collective.
And it's a very sophisticated aspect of the collective. It's not just a wild fire hose, because that vitality is about that unique being's inner taste, their taste. I like blue, not green. I like this place. It's a very particular thing, dependent upon, individual definition, obviously, but it's just very particular. It's its taste of things. And so there's 8 billion people and 8 billion different tastes, but yet much of that taste will totally align and collide and, become one with it, with all the others, but they're all unique at the same time. My taste in things. So it's joy to want to move towards enthusiasm. That's the end of the road. The joy is like, I'll be enthusiastic on the other side. That's what it wants. It's not so concerned about the inside stuff because it gets a little pain in the butt down there. But that's what it wants at the end of the day. It's a vitality to do that. As soon as you're on your road to finding a thing you're about to be excited about, the vitality that comes in, just look at a child, and that's the description of this vitality. It just got, when I got a big wheel, my Vitality, when I was 4 or 3 or whatever, 4, and I burned the tires off of that thing, hard plastic. This was still in the 60s, for God's sakes, and it was the best thing ever. And the Vitality that would have been in me at that moment in time would have been off the charts. It would have been like stunning. So that's what this is. It's a giant child waiting to be joyous.
That's interesting. It's also interesting to think of it as like 58. So it's the adrenalized root pressure striving towards vitality and joy for the optimal end result being enthusiasm and the expression of talent.
And the enthusiasm is a manifestation process at that point because it's in the throat. So what do we always want to do? Bring it into the world. That's the manifestation, means bringing it into the world, ourselves into the world in a way. And the last thing I'll say about the root center, just since we're on root as well, is that root is constantly striking a balance in its movement between fear and trust. Fear and trust. I trust it. It's good. It's good. It's good. And then it's a type of, not the kinds of fears that we can read in the 20 body gates, the gates of fear, but it's between trust and the lack of trust, I should say. And that's why it's adrenaline. Adrenaline kicks up in times of both trust and lack of trust. So it's there to adrenaline. I don't. I got adrenaline to get out of here. Don't trust it. Got adrenaline to move into here. Trust it. So that's part of its process.